The original Mad Max was released in 1979, starring Mel Gibson as Mad Max. Then in 1981, there was the release of Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior. Finally, there was the release of Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome in 1985. Now, 30 years after the release of Beyond Thunderdome, there is another entry into the Mad Max series, with Mad Max Fury Road. I'll be completely honest with you. I have never been much of a big fan of the Mad Max series. Now, I'm not saying I didn't like the movies. I like the movies quite a bit, actually. Perhaps some more than others. I'm just saying I've never been like a Mad Max fanboy or anything. Anyway, this movie has actually sparked my interest to go back and rewatch all the old movies, all of which came out before I was even born in 1986. And although I had already seen all the movies before, this brings up a good point. This movie will definitely spark the interest of a new generation of people to watch the older movies and enjoy them just as much as this one. Mad Max Fury Road starts when Max is captured by a group of crazies and taken to a place called Citadel, where a man named Immortan Joe rules like a king, or more like a god. During this time, a woman by the name of Furiosa is delivering gasoline when she veers off course, and her true intentions are soon discovered. She is actually smuggling several of Joe's wives into freedom. Joe gathers his best troops and begins to take chase, complete with a truck just for the war drummers and a badass war guitarist hooked to bungee cords on the front. And Max is brought along for the ride to act as a hood ornament. This sets the stage for the movie, where Max eventually gets free and joins the group of women whom are trying to escape to greener pastures. And Joe and his army chase them the whole way. Mad Max Fury Road is one badass ride from start to finish. There is very, very little CG effects in this movie. I would say it is about 95% practical effects. If you see a car blow up, you are really seeing a car blow up. The CG is reserved for things that can't be done otherwise, such as a giant sandstorm. That is a great thing. Too many movies nowadays have become reliant on CG, and that is a shame, because no matter what, practical effects will always look better than CG. Because it is always better to actually see something than it is for a computer to render what it should look like. The characters in this movie are phenomenal, and they are played by some excellent actors. Tom Hardy plays a pretty damn good Mad Max, and although some people may still say he's no Mel Gibson, he still plays a Max that is faithful to the original. The bad guys are also believable and badass. Joe makes quite the intimidating evil warlord. However, it is Furiosa, played by Charlize Theron, who really takes the cake as one of the most badass characters in this movie. She does some crazy shit and kicks just as much ass as Max, if not more. The story is a good and believable one, and it is a great action-packed ride from start to finish. If you are a fan of action movies, this is right up your alley. And if you are a fan of Mad Max movies, you will not be let down by this entry. I find it very difficult to find anything bad to say about this movie, and I highly recommend it to any fan of action movies. You won't be disappointed. This has been Doughboy from Hardcore Academy, and peace out.